So this was a hard list because I have a habit of dragging myself through every book I ever read and not finishing it.
I try to. I'm a little less determined than she is, but not much.
So this is the top 5 books that you did not finish.
First on the list is Hard Times.
This is the first book that comes to mind when I think about books I didn't finish because I got about 8 pages in and I'm just like, nope. And I was reading it for a course, like it wasn't required reading on the course. It was like read this book before the course starts to have like an idea of like what you're going to expect.
Oh.
And I was just like...
Did you take the course?
I did take the course. I needed the course. The course was Victorian Lit, and all the other books on the course were great. I loved them, but didn't like this one.
I don't blame you at all. I read this book and I did not like it.
I find Dickens really hit or miss.
Yeah.
And this was just a miss.
It was not good. Not good at all. But I did read it for a course, but it was like required reading. It was first year and I didn't know any better. Next on our list is Stargirl by Jerry Spinelli. Now, I think I did not finish this book when I was like 12, but this is the first book that comes to mind for me when I'm like, what book did I not finish? Because I remember being so disgusted with it. It's one of those like special snowflake, don't have to change for anyone things where there's this weird girl at school who I guess is celebrated for a while. This guy falls in love with her and then they kind of turn on her. I remember her walking around with a pet rat in her pocket at school and I was like, that's it. I'm out, guys. I'm sorry. And I gave that book away and I was like, I don't need to look at it ever again.
Next on the list of books I didn't finish would be Cape Fear, and we were reading this for our adaptation course, and it was written in the 50s, and it definitely had that feel to it with the golly gee, mister, and I was just like, nope, I need to be reading my film theory textbooks. I don't need to read this.
I read it and I kind of enjoyed it because the villain was creepy. Like, really creepy. Like, he kind of got in under your skin and in your personal space. Like, they're driving away, trying to, like, escape him, and he, like, shoots out sniper shoots out the tires of their car, and you're like, whoa.
Movie was creepy, because I did watch the movie for the course.
But the book was creepier to me.
Yeah, I remember you telling me just because they gritified the movie a lot.
Yeah. Because in the book, it was more like this innocent family who's just, like, you know, trying to go about their 50s perfect life, and then this guy who's obsessed with the father. The father was in the army in, like, Australia, and the guy raped someone.
Right.
And he reported him.
Right.
And the guy went to jail, and then he comes back. And he's
like, that's about when I stopped reading.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of those books that you'd find at a cottage somewhere, and you'd be like, I'm so bored, I'm just going to read this. And you're like, oh, okay, it wasn't awful.
Next 2 books on the list I finished because I'm crazy, but Chelsey didn't finish. The first one being The Strain.
I just slogged through this book because I remember I read a review that I wrote after I did not finish this book, and it was like every person in this crowd seems to be getting like their thoughts projected out, and you're like, I don't care because I'm never going to see these people again.
The thing about this book is it definitely reads like, we want to make this into a movie/TV show, but we can't. So we're going to make the book and possibly come back to it in a few years, which they did. And the TV show adaptation is like miles better than the book.
I think it might get better, too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'd be okay with, like, just skipping the first one, like, what I didn't finish in the first one, which was, like, 80% of the book, and, just going on to the second one, because it gets really weird.
Like, we covered the TV show on this channel, and we love the TV show. Like, obsessively love this show. So...
And I have no problem with the concept at
No.
all. It's just the writing style was like, whoa, this is too much.
Think of, like, Tolkien, and how Tolkien tells you everything. You know, you have 4 pages describing the sunset.
Yeah.
It's very visual. And the last book that Chelsey did not read, this is fun to say, is Cain's Blood.
There's a very good reason for that, and I have no regrets.
Now, funny enough...
That is because this author's crazy.
Funny enough, this was a book swap that we did. I gave you The Strain and you gave me Cain's Blood.
Is that how we did it?
Yep. And so I slugged through that bad boy. I did it.
We did it for a review, though.
Yeah, no, because you gave me Cain's Blood because you said it creeped you out. And I said, read The Strain. The Strain creeped me out.
Cain's Blood was creepy in, like, a sociopathic kind of way.
Yeah.
But this is, like, a book about serial killers that's very disturbing in, like, especially the way it looks at women, where you're either...
Yeah.
Where you're either, like, a victim and, like, a virgin Madonna, or you're this whore obsessed with sex and blood and turned on by serial killers.
You're either a serial killer groupie or the sexy mother stereotype. And how many times this book tells you that there's never been a female serial killer and that women are incapable of violence. I was just like...
Granted, Cain's Blood was written for adults, whereas Project Cain was written as a companion for teens. But just, like, the unnecessary graphic violence and gore, like, look how awful serial killers are. Look at all the crappy shit they've done.
It kind of reminded me of, like, an action movie. Like a Michael Bay action movie where it's just glorifying the violence and it doesn't really serve a purpose other than to decorate the screen.
You know what? It was a snuff film. It was a snuff film in book form.
Yeah, I had a lot of problems with this book ideologically, and it just really wasn't written that well.
It really was not. Did not finish, do not regret.
Finished, regret. Those are the books we didn't finish. Are you a person who finishes books, or if you're not liking it, do you just put it down and walk away? I can't do that because I kind of need the closure. I need to know how it ends.
You need to know that you're justified in calling it a shitty book.
So tell us about books in the comments that you did not finish, or if you have any kind of rebuttals to our choices.
Anyways, see you next time, guys.